I have two of the most popular studio monitors in the market right now, the KRK Classic 5s and the brand new PreSonus Studio 5s. I'm gonna put them head to head and tell you everything that you need to know, and at the end of the video I will do a sound comparison test that will hopefully help you decide which one is best for you. I'm gonna start with the similarities between the two and then move on to the differences. Starting with the price, both studio monitors come in at around $200, making the price a non-deciding factor in this comparison. However, if you're willing to spend a bit more, KRK offers the Rocket 5 G4s at around $370 for the pair. While they have advanced materials and technology, the overall sound is remarkably similar to the Classic 5s. Both speakers are self-powered, meaning they have built-in amps. They have the same connections at the back, which are RCA, TRS and XLR. They both have 5-inch woofers and a 1-inch tweeter. Both speakers have the bass port in the front, which is always better, especially if your speakers are placed very close to a wall, which in my case they are. Having the bass port in the front can make a very big difference in the quality of the sound, so thumbs up for that. And then moving on to the differences, first of which is obviously the design. For many years I've been in love with the yellow cone of the KRK since the first generation, but now that I have the Studio 5s, I think I like that design more. What I also like about the PreSonus design is that the center of the cone caves in instead of out, and there's a metal grill protecting the tweeter. This makes it pretty much impossible to damage the speaker and make it look like this. But if something like that does happen, you can use a vacuum cleaner and your speaker will be as good as new. By the way, links to both speakers can be found in the description below the like and subscribe button. And then moving on to the features, the PreSonus monitor offers a wide range of controls on its back panel. You can fine-tune the overall gain, adjust the mid-range, tweak the highs, set the low cut off, and take advantage of the acoustic tuning control. On the other hand, the KRK monitor only provides controls for the low and high frequencies as well as the gain. Personally, I like to keep everything at the flattest possible position, but if you like to have more control over the sound of your speaker, PreSonus offers you just that. The KRK monitor is driven by 50 watts of power, with 30 dedicated to the woofer and 20 dedicated to the tweeter. On the other hand, the PreSonus is driven by 80, with 45 going to the woofer and 35 going to the tweeter. So the PreSonus is noticeably louder than the KRK, but that is not necessarily a good thing, as you will hear once we get into the sound test. Before we get into the sound, I want to emphasize that both these speakers have a relatively flat profile, which is good for making music. If you can get your song to sound good on either one, then it's gonna sound good anywhere else. Now, with that out of the way, the KRK has a frequency response of 56 Hz to 36 kHz and an overall range of 46 Hz to 34.5 kHz, while the PreSonus has a response of 48 Hz to 20 kHz and the range is not specified anywhere. But the difference in frequency between these two studio monitors is not very significant, especially in the high end, because most humans cannot hear anything above 20 kHz. It is only when we listen to music through these speakers that we notice obvious differences. The highs are neck and neck, but the KRKs are a little bit more pronounced. With the mids, I am not sure if I should say the PreSonus is louder or better, but I think in this case both are true. The KRK Classic 5 has good sounding mids, but it just can't compare. When it comes to the bass and low frequencies, the KRK is the clear winner here. It's not that it's louder, but it's just punchier and more detailed, while the PreSonus is boomy and tends to be muddy at loud volumes. Looking at the overall sound quality, the PreSonus are so much louder than the KRKs because of the difference in power. In fact, to get the KRKs to be as loud, I have to crank them all the way up to 6 dBs, which I don't recommend, by the way. But if you take the power of the PreSonus and the muddiness of the bass and put them together, you get a speaker that distorts earlier and harder. Because even with the KRKs put at plus 6 dBs and the PreSonus at 0, the PreSonus Studio 5s will still distort long before the KRKs. Putting the PreSonus Studio 5s at max volume is just not worth it, because at that point it just hurts to hear. And then now I'm gonna do a sound comparison test, but keep in mind that you're not hearing the actual speaker. You're hearing the speaker, which is affected by the acoustics of my room, put through this dynamic microphone and through to your speakers, which are also affected by the acoustics of your room. The test is just so that you can hear how they sound compared to each other.
I remember every word you wrote, and baby, how it felt like growing up, climbing down the ladder of your soul, waiting on an ocean of your love. Yeah, I remember everywhere you run, baby, I've been waiting on an ocean of your love. You say my name, you sing it through the spark. for an ocean of your love. Drama. Save me, I've been waiting for an ocean of your love. Drama.
In conclusion, I think both are good. If you make hip hop and dance music, then the KRKs might be better for you. And if you use a lot of acoustic instruments, then the PreSonus might be better for you. But ultimately, you can make any kind of music on either one, and it's just a matter of your personal preference. To see a tour of my studio, click here and I'll see you there. Peace.